Bring it on, One-Eyed Willie.
Ooh! Yeah! Your bullets. They're really fast.
Hello again. We're back. Grandma's here. Hope we've gone out to a movie like we did today.
Yes.
Movies are fun. They got, lots of interesting things going on. This is an interesting film that Grandma saw today, Deadpool 2. If you haven't seen Deadpool 1, which is a few years ago, Deadpool is another Marvel superhero, although he is in the sort of the X-Men universe, which are in the superheroes in 20th Century Fox. And he's this is an R-rated film.
Definitely.
He's foul-mouthed and he's very violent film, but it's all a lot of humor. It's sort of it's an action comedy, you would have to say. And he's this Deadpool superhero. He's always cracking jokes, and it's even though it's violent and bloody at times, it's a lot of humor in it. This film picks up with Deadpool, who's again a mutant, like again all the X-Men are mutants in these films. He's having to deal with the loss of his wife at the very, very, very beginning of the film, and it's very hard for him to deal with. But he soon finds himself mixed up with sort of the problems involving this sort of young boy who's also a mutant. He's got sort of other superpowers, and he's chasing around trying to save the boy from a lot of different people who are trying to get him. One of which is another Marvel superhero, comes from the future, named Cable, played by Josh Brolin. And he's come from the future to try to kill this boy because of what he does in the future, sort of to stop him, sort of, like they talk about in the Terminator movies, go back into the past to stop the future. And so he's trying to stop him and other people, and it's all after this boy, and that's basically what the story is focused on. What did you think, Grandma?
You didn't mention who was playing Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool.
Yes.
So what did you think?
Well, I think this is one of those movies where you could justify seeing it more than once.
Really?
The dialogue is so rapid, so quick, and it makes so many references.
Mm-hmm.
The writers just had themselves a ball with what was happening between all of the characters, among all of the characters, because there were more than just the two. And the repartee was just very, very entertaining. Most of the references Grandma got, but some of them, I thought, I need to hear that again. Run that by again.
You're going to need to do some research, Grandma.
I did. And there's of course, it's a X-Men, Deadpool action film, so there's lots and lots and lots of action. Lots of fighting in all kinds of situations as they go through. But some of the characters use their superpowers because they're the X-Men and the mutants, and then there's mankind. There's the regular folks. So it was very interesting. I enjoyed it, and if it comes by me again, I tend to watch it again, see if I can catch some of those things that I didn't catch before. I enjoyed it. What did you think?
Well, I enjoyed it too. I think that It was definitely fun. Again, it had. Again, it's rated R. It's an adult film. You should
A lot
probably.
of F words, yes.
Yeah,
Be
you
prepared.
probably shouldn't take kids to this film, even though it's funny. Again, a lot of the humor is sort of adult humor. Again, it is quite funny at times. Again, I also enjoyed a lot of the sort of references and asides that he would do, and he speaks directly to the camera a lot of times, and
He narrates the story.
he does.
Yes.
He does. Yeah, he does sort of do that. Again, Brian Reynolds is very funny, and again, it really, there's a lot of things going on. It's a lot of things to follow. The story's not really all that complicated because, again, they are really just all after chasing the boy. They're all doing that the whole film. It all comes down right to the very end of the film. They're still doing that. So there's not much in the way of real twists and turns to the story. But it's sort of that story is sort of the excuse for a lot of action and stuff like that going on, because that's really makes up the majority of the movie, the comedy and the action. I can't help but think, though, as sort of even though Deadpool sort of carved out this niche for himself in these films, I don't really see the character as a leading character. I would be sort of interested to see it in a film with other big, strong leading characters, not necessarily, the Avengers necessarily, but with other characters of its level. Again, in this case, Cable comes close, and that, again, I think that interplay between the two of them is one of the things I found the most interesting in the film. I'm not sort of really sure that I think it works all that well as a character having to do the whole film by himself, and it's all focused on Deadpool. But it was still fun. I still enjoyed it, and I would definitely recommend it. What about you, Grandma?
I would too. Yeah. As I said, Grandma here might need to see it again so I could catch some of the references that were flying around all the time in the dialogue. There was so much interesting talk among all the main characters, all the superheroes there. I enjoyed the film very much.
So what would your rating be, Grandma?
This is a 1 thumb for me.
A 1 thumb.
This is definitely a 1 thumb. Only I'm reserving the 2 thumbs for only the super duper top films. But this is close. This is a good one. I think you would enjoy seeing it. So yes, I recommend it.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I would.
I do too.
If it comes to a theater near you, go see it. Deadpool 2.